It's so funny, isn't it? I've just been sitting here doing about 3 takes of how to do my own promo video. And this is exactly the problem. When I'm doing something on my own, talking to camera, it's actually really difficult. Even if you've had as much experience as I have, I've been doing this for about 15 years, presenting to people in all different shapes and sizes and forms. And to talk about myself and what I do is actually countercultural. So I was brought up here in the British culture, although I'm not British, but so here it's not cool and it's not the done thing to go, hey, I'm amazing and my business is amazing. Do you want to buy some? It's not the done thing, is it? It's not the done thing to rave on about how great you are, and it's really frowned upon. If somebody does that, if anything, it loses them credibility. The challenge is, the game here is to make a living and pay the bills, isn't it? And ideally, to do that in a way that has integrity, that is fulfilling, and the joy of all holy grails is something that you really enjoy, or even, dare I say it, to do something that you love. So the game here in being here in the world is actually marketing. How do I, if you're a freelancer, that is, so how do I market myself, personal brand, and my services in a way that really communicates? Which is what I'm trying to do here. Please let me know if it's successful or not. What I believe is that the more real and authentic I am, the more what you see is what you get, the more you, the viewer, will get to know me as I really am, as opposed to my business persona or my wife persona or my daughter persona, all of the roles that I play. If I can just be the same person, ideally, throughout all of those relationships, that would be, well, for one thing, it's easier because it would take less energy to take all the thinking out of it. And I think that people buy from people. So people don't buy services per se, because I don't know about you, but you can't move for life coaches and forever living people around this town. And I'm not saying anything negative. I think life coaching is absolutely vitally important. And so is forever living. I love the stuff. I've got it in my bathroom and it has integrity. But the thing is, I, like many of you, may be attending lots of networking meetings online since lockdown. And because there's one and another person saying that they do the same sort of thing, for me, it doesn't really sell it to hear somebody say, well, I do this and I help people with this and blah, blah, this. What would sell it for me more would be something that's just authentic, sharing about myself. So here's my pitch, and check in with this, see how well, I'm going to give you 2 options. Option 1 is, hello, my name is Maria, and I help people do authentic marketing. I help you to share the real self so that people buy from people. So ideally, they will buy from you. That's option 1. Option 2 is this. Hello, my name is Maria, and I was born into a civil war. We came to England when I was a little girl, and life was pretty awful. Throughout my life, I had no support, nor did my family. And throughout my life, I've had to do everything I can to learn what's it all about, why am I here, why did this terrible thing happen to me and my family, why are people bad, why are people good, all the whys that people usually ask themselves when they have a midlife crisis, which would happen round about my age, happened to me at the beginning of my life. So I've had a whole lifetime of soul seeking, of finding those answers. So I've done every personal development course, spirituality, how to feel good about myself course that I could grab. And now I can honestly say, hand on my heart, I'm really happy with who I am. And I'm really comfortable to be myself. And that, being comfortable, to be oneself is something that's quite rare, because we get educated and conditioned to be perhaps who somebody else wants you to be. Does that resonate with you? So when the old adage, your friend just says, oh, you're going for a day, oh, just be yourself. And then the person goes, yes, but what is that? It would be absolutely right, because we never get taught or told who we really are. So what I'm saying is, when I am fully being myself, when I'm just being real, fully being your authentic self, that sounds really twee, makes me want to throw up. But what I mean is, when I'm just being myself in a very real way, warts and all, farts and all, then you, the listener, will be able to get to know me. And then when I tell you that because being real is the one thing that makes me really happy, it really does. And because being real is the one thing that makes me happy when I'm with somebody else, and that creates a good relationship, and that's what relationship is all about. That's what the fun and the fulfillment bit is. And then when I tell you, you can take a breath. And then when I tell you, we're going up the cliffhanger scale here. Then when I tell you that when I'm being real and I'm sharing what I do, I believe that when people share themselves in a real way, then people will buy from them. And that's what I call authentic marketing, because it's about being authentic with myself and therefore doing what I do authentically. That's got a lot of power. That's really, really powerful. And since lockdown, of course, the world has completely changed. The way that we spend our less available resources is more discerning, isn't it? So the way that we do business, I'm really happy to say, is completely different. And so my theory of, surely if people are more real, more authentic, and have integrity in the way that they practice business and offer services and sell products, then surely everything's going to work well, because you know what's what. So that's what I do. I help people to present who they really are, what their life experience is that has led them to be doing what they're doing. Because people they don't really buy your service. They really are, what they're really buying is your personality, your story. Yes, your story is vitally important, because your story, like I've just told you my story, got me to the amazing place that I am at today. So it's a really important story. I will never drop my story. It's part of who I am. People buy your values. So when I talk, I'm also communicating what my values are. My value is being real, being authentic, being honest. That's the thing that I value the most. People buy what you believe. Like Simon Sinek says in his world famous leadership talk, your why. People buy why you do what you do, not what you do. So I told you my why. I said, why I do what I do is because for me, the one most important thing in life is to be really who I really am, and to present that when I'm doing business, because I believe that that's what people are really buying. So I help you, if you're ready to do that, to do that. Okay, how do I do that? The problem with speaking to camera and doing your own video, I have to be honest with you, I'm actually finding this difficult. This is difficult. It's easier if somebody's on the other side of that screen interviewing you, me. If somebody was interviewing me and asking me questions, which I will be interviewed soon, but for now I just thought I'd bite the bullet and do it the difficult way, the way that we're taught to do it when we're doing our business marketing courses. It's hard. It's hard. So if somebody else is holding space for you, so this is what I do, because I know it's hard, I hold space for you to talk about why you do what you do, because this is what people are really buying. Similarly, in a networking meeting, when people do their elevator pitch and they just say, hello, I'm a blah, and I help people blah, blah, because, and I get really good results to blah, blah, blah. So if you or anyone is interested in blah, then come and talk to me. Well, that didn't sell anything to anyone, I don't think. It didn't sell it to me. It didn't inspire me to go and talk to that person over the coffee after the meeting, or virtually in the breakout room on Zoom. However, if somebody says, hello, I've been married and divorced and I've got children to look after, and I had to dig really, really deep in my life to find the thing that I really enjoyed. I'm now doing that thing and I'm raising my 2 children on my own, and I've never felt more alive. Does that sell you the thing? Whatever the thing is, but does that enroll you into the person? Does that buy you into their story? I think so. I think so. Absolutely. We love stories, and PR and marketing is all about telling your story as well as possible. And for me, well means as authentically as possible. So if you're interested in this conversation, then book a one-to-one with me. Now, that's free of charge. It used to be half an hour, but what I'm finding is that when I meet with people on the phone, I like to just hear everything about them. And we both really open up, we have a real conversation. And really, the intention of a one-to-one, getting to know you chat is actually to make friends and just to see where we resonate or not. And then we can figure out if we connect or not, if we like each other or not. That's the same thing that we would be doing on a video. As a person would be watching your video, or you would be watching this video, to discern in your mind, oh, do I like her or don't I like her? And if you don't like me, that's completely cool. It helps me to know who my customer is or isn't, or who my friend is or isn't. I don't have to be friends with everyone. There's too many people anyway. But ultimately, what I'm really encouraging to do, whether you do a video or a podcast with me or any sort of PR with me or not, what I really invite you to do is to be real and sincere and amazing. There goes my alarm. Is to be real, sincere and honest with yourself, to present yourself in a real way, because that's what creates really good, fulfilling relationships. And so that's what I'm really saying, and that's what celebrating you is really about. Celebrate yourself as you are. Thank you so much for watching. If you did watch to the end, I'd love to know. Bye.